Welcome to Everything and Anything. Today, we're finalizing the habit tracker that we began to create on last video. If you haven't seen it, feel free to click on the link just in the description below or that will appear right now on screen. So, last time we did create a daily habit showing the different tasks that we wanted to do and tick boxes whenever we had to achieve them, showing us also a complete and incomplete line, so we see exactly how we've done on the day in terms of percentage of completion. So for example here, Wednesday was not a good day, however Thursday was a really nice day. And then a mood rating, we showed two different ways of doing the mood rating, all by just adding a number or by having a selection out of a list. So for example here, being a 3, so it's red, whereas if it's a 10, it would be green. We also have created a weekly list with a different week and the different task, showing which one is complete and incomplete. So week completion and then an average of our mood rating for the week. What we're going to create today is the monthly piece of this, as well as a reflection, a journal. Just a little part where you can look into what you've done that week or that month and if you're happy about it or not. We'll also look at a month's completion, a month's rating, and an overall grade for month. So let's start. We're going to start exactly the same way that we've done the weekly. So what I'm going to do is literally select the weekly cell and then Control C, Control V. What it's going to do is going to copy paste the weekly cell. In this, I'm just going to change it as monthly. On the month, I'm going to want several tasks to be achieved. There are several ways of you to do this. As I want it to be user-friendly and looking a bit nicer, I'm going to copy-paste the same pattern that the week has. What do I mean by that? Is I'm going to have the first cell to be the tick boxes and then the rest to be a merge cell, which shows me the goal that I want to achieve. So here, as we've done before, we're going to add a tick cell. How to add a tick cell? On Google Sheet, you go in Insert, and then you go down to Tick Box. Here you will have a tick box selected. We can then bring it down, so we have the tick box copy-pasting in each of the cells that we need to. What we're going to do next is we're going to merge the cells together. Why do we do that? Is literally to be looking nicer. It's not needed. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I just like it because it's a little bit nicer. We then on the top just going to select everything, and again just to be again looking nice, I'm just going to merge them, and then I'm going to color them the same way that we have colored the one for the week. So here, how do you do it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to then select the cell, going to click on fill color and then select the correct color. So once we have everything, I'm just going to add some borders. Again, not really needed, just to look nice. Once this is done, you're going to want to add some of the goals that you want to accomplish during the month. We might want to go to the dentist, go to the hairdresser, save, I don't know, save £1,000, say £1,000, buy a house. Once we have done that, you can add as many as you want. We'll decide to go only for 4. Let's do a 5th one. Let's just put a random cell, which is AAA. Then we can select the one we have done during the month. Under, just as we've done above, we're going to add a complete and incomplete cells. So I'm just going to copy paste exactly the same one and just put them below. And then again, having exactly the same pattern as the week, I'm going to select the cell next to complete and go until the end of the month to merge them. And then I'll do exactly the same below, and this is again just to look prettier in a way. We're gonna add some contours, some borders. Here it is, and again, same equation as we've done before for this here. We're gonna just add count if it is true. So there are several ways you can do it. Is or you double check here and you select everything and you copy paste as we've done it on the previous video. So go there if you want to find out. What we're going to do here is we're going to rewrite it so we can write it together. So we're going to write equal. We want to count if, and then you're going to select your count if. We're going to select the range. So this is a range that we want. We're going to put a comma, and then we want the criteria, which for us is if it's true. And then we're going to select the parenthesis. As you can see on Google Sheet, you're going to have a little pop-up with a number of true counts that come through. So here we have selected 3, so it's 3. Incomplete, so we're going to do exactly the same. Equal, count if. We're going to open the parenthesis, and then we're going to select again all of the cells, comma, and then we want the contrary of true. And then we want the contrary of true, which is false. And then we close the parenthesis. And here we're going to have 2. So once again, we just added the months. We just added what is complete and incomplete. Now we're just going to add a month completion and a mood rating. So again, similar. I'm going to just copy paste, which is super quick. Just going to select the 2 here and then just copy paste. So the format copy paste 2. What I'm going to do for the week completion is I'm going to do the calculation that we've done previously here, which is here an average of the week that we had above, plus an average of the completion of those 2. So it's a total week. So here I'm just going to select the month, and I'm just going to do the month. So what I do is I'm going to do the equation, which is equal the complete divided by, enter parenthesis, equal the complete divided by, enter parenthesis, complete plus incomplete, and then close the parenthesis. I'm going to then select, you're going to see it's going to come up as a number. I'm going to select it and change it as a percentage. On Google Sheet, you will see on the top, you will have a bar with percentage. I'm just going to select this. So here we're going to change the week for month because we're looking at the month completion. So here, month completion. And then we want a mood rating. For the mood rating, we'll do an average of everything. So again, equal average. You select the average here, and then you can select the different cells that you want to average. So here we're going to just take the month mood rating. So I'm just going to select everything. And then I'm going to close the parenthesis. As you can see here, it's giving you an average equal. And then as you can see here and here, we have big numbers. So how do we change that to make it a bit clearer on what number we are? You're going to go here. So here you're going to see a dot with decimals. Here you're going to have decrease the decimal places or add. We're just going to decrease the decimal as we don't really need that many. I just want a number out of 10. So as you can see, here the mood rating was based on an average of what a week was. And then we decided to take the overall and did a median. So we had an average during the month of 5, which is not the best. And then our month completion was 60%, which actually is quite good. But this is only looking at the month completion. We want to see the overall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the next cell and I'm going to call it overall. I'm going to make it dark blue. Oops, not this one. I'm going to make it dark blue. So let's use this one. As you can see, some of the colors are different, so we will change it later on just to make it similar, to make everything the same. But let's leave it like this for now. I'm going to change this in white. I'm going to make it a bit bigger, just so we realize, and I'm going to make it in bold. Once this is done, I'm just going to select the overall, and I'm going to merge the cells. Once those are merged, I'm going to calculate the completion overall. So how to do that? We could do two different ways. You can do an average of all the completion that you've had, so all the percentage, or you could again do a calculation. We are going to do an average. So let's do equal average, and then I do an average of this, and then you can add a comma, and then you select the second value. Here we're going to select the overall week and the extra days. And as you remember, the week completion took both the days and the overall week. So we're going to finish it like this and then equal. So overall, we had only 27.86% complete, which can be nice, it is okay, but you would want a little bit more. Again, as you know, we haven't filled in any of the other data, so this is why this would be impacted. If I select the 2786 and then I add something, so for example, I add something on the month, tick another box, you will see that everything updates at the same time. Once this is done, we're going to want to make it a little bit nicer. So what I'm going to do is, you don't really need to see how many are complete and incomplete. You actually know. So we're going to add some cells. So we're going to select 13, 14, and 15. We're going to double click, so you can click with your two fingers, and then it's going to go on add rows. As you can see here, we will be able to see directly all of our tasks and the completion. We can do the same if you want to have your mood rating next to it. We're going to do the same for the week, so I'm just going to do it quickly. Again, I select the rows, double click, and hide rows. And then again, the same for the month. Double click, and then hide rows. Once this is done, we're going to want to have the journal created. So let me create this quite quickly. We're going to select a few cells and we're going to merge them. We're going to call this journal. Something that I do in my habit tracker, I also create another tab. So I'm just going to show you quickly. I'm going to copy paste this and then put it just right next to it. And it can be smaller. I'm just going to make it smaller so it doesn't take over those two cells, just to be, again, nicer looking, because then I use it on a smaller screen and I like to have it look exactly the same. And then this one, we're going to call it things to work on. Next month. What I'm going to do is then I'm going to select a certain, so we just want this to stay where it is, here. Then I'm going to select this cell and then I'm going to take as many cells as I wish. We're going to use from the row 49 to the row 61, and then we're going to merge, and then we're going to add a border. Once this is done, I'm going to select everything here just to be exactly the same as the journal here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to add borders. On the first cell, again, I'm going to add tick box as I've done before, and then I'm going to bring it down. Again, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a merge. And this is just going to be about what do I want to focus on next month. Then just going to select everything. As you can see, the borders updated too, so I'm just going to recreate them. Why is it important to have that? This is just because when I do my journal, I realize I need to reflect on a few things. It can be to be more motivated, more grateful, be more mindful of the people around me, or be more empathic in my work. And this is where I begin to reflect on my months and things that I want to work on. So is it I didn't read enough, or I realized that I didn't do the laundry on the second week, or something like this. So once we have everything done, we can make it a little bit prettier. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to change this back to January. So again, we select here and we're going to go to January. And then I'm going to rename my sheet. So here we're going to add January. As you can see, when we've created it, we've created task for each month individually. We didn't link anything together. If you want to verify that, and if you want to see what you have in one cell, you can go on View, and then you can go on Show Formula Bar. The formula bar here, you will see that we wrote down those tasks. In the contrary, here we actually linked the task to the first one. There is another way to do it. What you can do is you can create a reflection tab. So what you can do, we're going to add a document and we're going to call it goals. In this document, you can literally have daily, weekly, and monthly. And what we can decide is so I'm just going to make it a little bit nicer later on, but you can just type down all of the different tasks you want to do. What we're going to do is we're just going to copy paste those over there. We're going to copy paste our weekly task. We're going to unmerge those. So what you do to unmerge is take it off, and then you have to unmerge them one by one. We'll look at the user friendliness of it later on. I'm just going to take off those borders here. And then we can add some monthly, which we're just going to do dentist, hairdresser, savings, deep clean. Once we have that, we will want to link those with the one we have here. So for example, here you can make it equal, and then you just click on the goals here, and then you select the first one, and then you can drop it down. We can do exactly the same for weekly, where here we do equal, and then we change it with the weekly one, and then we just drop it down. As you're going to see, because we linked the week 2, week 3, week 4 to the week 1, whenever the week 1 is going to change, everything's going to update. So for example, let's say here, do you see AB? So AB, if we're going to change it here to, I don't know, meditate, let's say, and you're going to see here, it's going to update. It's quite simple. You can do exactly again the same for here. So here you do dentist and click on equal, and then we can just go on the right side, select the little blue square, and then drop it down. Once we have all of that, we can just update the formatting. So how we do that, we take the week 2, and then we click just right here, and then we update the format. And then for those one, we can just select everything. We decide that we don't want the borders within inside, however, we want the one outside. And here it is. So once we have all of that, we have created a daily, a weekly, a monthly task tracker, but we also created a journal and things to work on next month. The next thing to do, if you want to see all of your months, we can just create a second one. So we're going to duplicate it. So how we do that? You're just going to go on your sheet, and then you're going to double click on it. So use your 2 fingers on your keyboard, and then you're going to have to click on duplicate. Once you click on duplicate, you're going to see it's going to create a second tab called copy of January. We're going to click on it, right click on it, and then we're going to rename it to call it February. Oops. Once this is done, we have some adjustment to do within that tab. So I would recommend to do a copy whenever everything is blank. So whenever you've left everything at 0 and you haven't ticked anything, just so it can give you a full blank page to start with. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change the month name. So here we've created the month of January. We're going to change it to February. How do we do that? We can double click on it, on the cell, January 2023, and change the name. Or we can go on the formula tab, which says 0101 2023, and change it to 0102 2023. Then you just click on enter in your keyboard and you're going to see February updated. The next thing you can do is you can just verify how the extra days that we had in January are reacting. As we can see here, week 4 is ending on the 28th, so we have extra days which shows March. So what you can do is you can just select all of the column. So you literally go on the name of the column, select them, double click and then delete. Once this is done, you will be able to see everything updated and the format updated too. We can do that for February, March, April until the end of the year. So you really have an overview of everything. What is quite interesting is when you look at your goals, we're going to format them, but it's interesting to do an exercise before. You can find a lot of different exercise online, but I would definitely recommend to just take 1 or 2 days and just sit down and just look at whatever you want to do in your life or whatever you realize you struggle with and make it as a game. So really think of it as something that every day you're going to achieve and you're going to feel so happy about it, and this is going to help you within your goals. So it can be financial goals, it could be career goals, or it could be just personal goals. So let's just format this to make it a little bit cuter. So we're just going to here change it in blue and make it white. We can even make it a little bit bigger, and then we're going to put it in the middle. So again, you select here the line and you go in the middle. What we can do is then we can select this formatting and then update it everywhere. We're going to format until the end, and here again the end. We can then just add some corners just to make it look a little bit nicer. So here you have, if you want to make it a little bit bigger, to see it a bit bigger, you can click on the 100% here. This is a zoom, so you can just click on 1 to 5, which is going to increase the size of the letters. Looks like it increases the size of the letters, so you're able to see it more clearly. So once you finish your goals, you can just continue to go into the different tab and duplicate them. Make sure that they're all at 0 so you can start fresh every time. If you don't want to create your own tracker, you can go on the link below, which will link the one we created today. You can see you will have your goals, and you also have every month, which are fully blanked that you can update. We will also add on the link below the Excel one, which has a dashboard. You will be able to track your progress monthly, weekly, and also see how your mood changed. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you had any issues in the comments below so I can help you resolve them. If you have any other need for any tracker or any dashboard, let me know and I will be happy to create it and show you how to do it. Hope you enjoyed this video and it helps you. Like, subscribe and comment. Let us know what else you might need help with. We are able to help you with everything and anything.
Indeed, everything and anything.